Two men were killed in Atlanta. A superstar walked free. And more than 2 decades later, America still agree on what really happened. This is not a story with a clear villain or a clean ending. This is the story of Ray Lewis.
I was born to help. I'm the last person to hurt your child. Just know that from my heart. Deal with it how you gonna deal with it from there. Hate me, can never speak to me a day from this. But both families will tell you, I looked at them eye to eye, man to man, and told them straight up, oh, violence? Hell no.
January 31st, 2000, hours after the Super Bowl, Ray Lewis, then a 24-year-old linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, was celebrating with friends in Atlanta's Buckhead district. What began as a night of celebration ended in violence. A fight broke out. Minutes later, Jacinth Baker and Richard Lawler were dead from stab wounds. Ray Lewis was there. The question is, what role did he really play?
Handcuffed, shackled, and wearing a prison jumpsuit, Ray Lewis quietly hung his head during his court appearance this morning. It took only 5 minutes for a judge to formally charge him with 2 counts of murder and deny him bail. After the hearing, his lawyer asked Lewis's friends and fans to support him. The all-pro linebacker, he insisted, is not a killer.
I'm saying that Ray was at the scene where the crime took place, and he had nothing to do with these murders. And it's my opinion that once all the witnesses have been spoken with, that the evidence will set forth that he had nothing to do with these heinous crimes.
Ray Lewis was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. For many Americans, the case seemed simple. 2 men were dead. A celebrity was present. Someone had to be responsible. But from the start, the evidence told a complicated story. No murder weapon, no blood evidence directly linking Lewis, conflicting eyewitness accounts.
And at least 2 witnesses, we have learned, may claim that Lewis had nothing to do with the stabbing. Police released their initial report today. In it, they list the murder weapon as a knife. The search of Ray Lewis's Owings Mills house lasted about 3 hours in the dead of night, carried out by Atlanta homicide detectives and a backup of Baltimore County detectives. We have now learned they were looking for a long list of possible evidence, documents, and information. Included were cell phone records, paperwork related to the rental of a limousine, and the names, addresses, and phone numbers of other people. We have also learned police thought they might find videotapes related to possible known associates of Ray Lewis. Something else they expected to find, folding knives, and awards, plaques, and other souvenirs from Super Bowl week in Atlanta. Finally, we've learned police were also looking for any clothing that might have blood on it.
So why was Ray Lewis charged? Prosecutors believed he knew more than he was saying. One detail would dominate the public imagination. The white suit Ray Lewis wore that night never found. To critics, the missing suit is proof something was hidden. To supporters, it proves nothing more than panic and bad decisions after a chaotic fight. Ray Lewis was later admitted to lying to police about what he did after the incident, not about the stabbing themselves. So here's the debate. Is lying to police evidence of guilt or fear of being blamed for something you didn't do? As the trial moved forward, the prosecution case began to weaken. Witness stories changed.
Actually, I haven't been back to this area since that incident happened.
This is the first time Reginald Oakley has talked on camera about that night. Oakley has written a book which we find he's eager to sell.
From my point of view, I think, it was self-defense.
Oakley says he was leaving the club with Lewis when the 2 victims started arguing with their group. Jacinth Baker broke a champagne bottle over Oakley's head. Then it was mayhem.
I had no idea that nobody had gotten stabbed or nothing like that.
So you didn't stab him?
No, I didn't stab him.
So how did the guy end up with stab wounds if you're the one fighting him?
Hey, you have to read the book to find out.
After the fight, Lewis and his entourage piled into his limo and sped off.
I was never clear about how two guys end up in a fight with 2 other guys and 2 of them end up dead, right? No one's ever convicted, and how they ended up with stab wounds.
If you end up with stab wounds, what does that mean? Somebody stabbed you.
Right. But you're saying you weren't the one that stabbed him.
Correct.
So who could have stabbed him?
You have to read the book and find out if I know it now.
Are you saying someone you know who did it?
You have to read the book and find out.
There are a lot of people who think you got away with murder, basically.
Well, that's why I wrote the book, to clarify all that.
You know, everyone watching that's going to think this is a really weird answer.
No, it's not. I think it's an appropriate answer.
All right. If that's the way you want to play it.
Physical evidence failed to connect Lewis to the killings. The weapon was never found. Eventually, prosecutors dropped the murder charges against Ray Lewis. Instead, Lewis accepted a plea deal for obstruction of justice. He testified against his friends. Some call it cooperation, others call it survival. Ray Lewis received probation, no prison time. To some, that outcome proves the system worked. No evidence, no conviction. To others, it raised a harder question. Would the outcome have been the same if Ray Lewis wasn't an NFL star? Was this justice or the power of fame? Ray Lewis went on to build one of the greatest defensive careers in NFL history. 2 Super Bowls, multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards, and a Hall of Fame jacket. But the case never disappeared. Every celebration carries the same footnote. Every highlight sparks the same argument. And greatness exists alongside controversy. Ray Lewis was never convicted of murder. That is a fact. 2 men still lost their lives. That is also a fact. Everything else lived in the space between. So we ask you, did justice prevail or did the truth slip away? But let me know in the comments section what you think about the Ray Lewis case. And do you remember when this happened? And if you made it this far, you would truly help my channel grow if you could hit the subscribe, like, and comment on the video. And as always, I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll catch you at the next one. It's your boy Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.